Hello there. Do you know what time of year it is?
No,
It's ETH. You don't know what time of year it is.
I haven't known what
Dude,
time of year it is in months. Help.
No. Anyways, it is E3 season. It's like Christmas for gamers.
Yeah,
And
do I get free stuff?
ex- no, this isn't a socialist democracy. Shut up. Um, and today, I am joined by the lovely, amazing, the awesome GN. He is
Hi.
a YouTuber. Yes, that is him. He's a YouTuber, uh, Waluigi, fanatic. Tell
Darn
us more
tootin'.
about yourself. Good sir.
Well, you explained most of it except for the love of Mario and Luigi Bar Side Story for the Nintendo DS. A game which I like a lot, and I want more.
I had no idea that you liked Bowser's Inside Story for the Nintendo DS, not the Nintendo 3DS. No, 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 no.
No,
The
that is an
Nintendo DS.
abomination. I stay awake at
Yes.
nights crying because of that. I am sad. Help.
You have like a box of tissues with like Bowser's Inside Story for Nintendo 3DS just scribbled on it, and you use it whenever you think about. That's I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so today, as we mentioned before, it's E3 season, and what YouTuber doesn't do a collaborative discussion of his predictions, thoughts, and hopes for that which is Christmas gaming season?
Smart ones. Smart ones don't do this. But we're dumb ones, so we're gonna do it.
Exactly. I have no brain cells. Anyways, how this is gonna work is part one, which is gonna be kind of like our, just kind of like, you know,
Reasonable.
yeah, reasonable safe bets. Will be on my channel, and the more outlandish,
Monkey brain ones.
crazy, yes, the monkey brain ones will be on the Awesome GN's channel.
Yeah.
So make sure to watch both, and then leave in the comments below what you'd like to see this E3 season. Anyways, I've been talking too much, so I will let our wonderful co-host start off with his first kind of normie prediction.
Oh god, I'm gonna start off with one that I'm pretty sure you'll also want to hear more of. Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like,
absolutely.
it's been so long since they announced that, and I thought the whole point of making a sequel on the same engine is that it's quick.
Right,
So that set
right.
expectations through the roof for this. Like, the amount of stuff that they must be doing in it must be really good.
True. I am like, I don't even know what to like expect, honestly. Like,
Mm.
because I mean, I lost my mind. I mean, like when that game was announced, I didn't really. I mean, Nintendo has never made like a big style Zelda sequel besides Majora's Mask.
And even then,
For
Majora's
the
Mask
console,
was kinda, oh, you have a year to make a game.
right?
It was
So
so, like, oh, here you go, make it. Where this one, they're making such a big deal out of it. Or they were.
right. I mean, we got this whole story trailer. We got this crazy looking Ganon. I mean, I
Yeah.
love that design to death.
We got to see a
Uh,
got I was really happy about
we,
that
we
rat, I
we
will
got
admit.
to see a rat. Totally worth it.
Yeah,
So like
I hope he's
honestly,
okay.
yeah, me too. I hope he's doing well. I hope I don't know. Okay. Um I hope that we see this game sometime towards the end of the direct.
Yeah,
Cuz
like, it seems like the perfect thing to have at either the middle or the one last thing of the direct.
right, right.
Because it's like such a
Um
big title, it'd make people who are kind of losing interest going, oh, look, another indie game to go. Zelda?
right.
Mmm.
Now that's um I've got a whole other discussion point that I like to talk about in a sec, relating to kind of what you just said, but definitely I do see Zelda happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, if they don't do it, they're probably just saving it for the end of the year, which I could also understand.
Yeah, like after
Um,
everything's been pushed so far back with the funny virus.
the funny virus that YouTube's algorithm hates.
Yep.
Anyways, my prediction, and this is more of like a general one. I like to open up the scope a little bit. Um, I think we're gonna have a pretty good direct, like in general. I'm not trying to go in with like
High
we're gonna
expectations or
get
anything.
we're gonna get a 2D Metroid. We're gonna get 3D Metroid. We're gonna
Uh-oh.
get we're gonna get a Rhythm Heaven sequel,
Oh, there
a
goes
new
half my
Smash
list.
Brothers game, new Mario Kart. Yeah, no, I don't want to go in with that kind of mindset.
Yeah, you
But
want to
I
go
think
in like with a normal mindset, not be so you don't get disappointed.
right, and I honestly think that after I mean Nintendo didn't do an E3 for an entire year, and
Yeah.
like there has to be a reason why.
Yeah,
Like
like
not
yes,
not
it could
to
be
be a
due to
direct.
the funny virus, but at the same time, you know, yet other companies who were also heavily affected by it still releasing games, still talking about what they're showing off, which makes me think that the 2020 was just a year of nothing for Nintendo. Like yeah, we still had stuff, but it was always planned to be a gap year.
True, but like I think more than anything, last year and part of this year too, was going to be a year of announcements, stuff to look forward to.
Yeah,
Because if you think about it in terms of production cycle, everything that was started around the time that the Switch launched
yeah,
came out between last year and what would be this year.
yeah.
So, um,
Like we're moving
if it
on
wasn't
now to games that have come out like sequels and stuff. Like we saw that
right,
with the Mario and Rabbids.
which just was announced exactly. So I think that um for Nintendo not having a direct, I said E3 earlier. I don't know why. I think it makes the most sense that they're saving sequels and ports.
And just big things
They
in
were
general
going
for
to,
E3.
yeah, I think they were going to release it like towards the end of last year, and then the funny virus happened. So I definitely think this E3 is going to be pretty jam packed, pretty interesting.
Mm.
What other kind of expectations do you have going forward, my
Uh,
kind sir?
Another one. Well, I have two. One that's really small. Mario and Rabbids, which we just mentioned, that was announced recently. I think that they will touch on it. Like it was properly revealed on Ubisoft's stream and was uploaded to their channel, but I think they will bring it up in the direct. They probably won't show off anything new, but they will still
Right?
go, it exists.
Yeah, they do love spending like minutes, like 2 minutes of their directs just being like, "Thank you," or like, "This exists."
Yeah.
They did that with Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury
Yeah, and like they're
back in
probably gonna do
February.
that with Mario Golf.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that release is when
I think it
this
releases. It must release like next week or something. It definitely releases in
yeah,
June.
it's that E3 title.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, no, they're definitely gonna take a minute and just like bring it up to those who haven't heard about Stars of Hope, which is the
the
um
new one, the Mario and Rabbids game.
yeah,
Yeah, because like
yes,
not that many people who are Nintendo fans care at all about the other companies, which I guess is fair. Nintendo gives enough variety that you can just stick to it, but it is better to go. Oh, look at all these companies as well.
right. Hey, dude,
Me.
I can hear you in your audio. I can hear me in your audio.
Uh-oh, that's the thing I didn't want to happen. If I move my
Yeah.
microphone way back here, maybe not.
Let me talk like super close to the mic. I can hear that.
Yep.
I hear this. No. Dang
Perfect.
it. Okay, so
Okay, so are you going to talk about something? Am I going to talk about something? Is nobody going to talk? We're just going to sit in silence for the next 2 minutes? What's the plan?
on part of me wants I'm a perfectionist, so part of me wants to be like, let's like restart, but I don't want to. I know we're working on
No,
a time budget
yeah,
here.
this is real. This is real people talky moment. A real talky people moment is stinky. So
True.
let's keep going.
Okay. Will you be able to edit this out?
You're recording the audio, and you can definitely.
Oh shoot! I guess I am recording the
Yeah,
audio.
I mean, yeah, we're both recording it, and then part one is going to be you on your channel. So I guess you edit that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so clap. Continue. Three,
Yeah,
two, one.
2, 1.
Ow.
Okay.
Up.
So
I Okay, a lot of talk has been said about a new Donkey Kong game. You had the rumor that the Mario Odyssey team was making one.
Right, right. I
I
remember about that.
Yeah, it's Donkey Kong's I think 40th anniversary. It might be a little bit more than that. 40th sounds right. So they have to be doing something. And the amount of
Yeah,
rumors and leakers saying that there will be a new Donkey Kong makes me think that there
the
will.
le
So
the leakers this year have been on point.
yeah,
I
like
mean, we got
especially
Stars of Hope. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
especially Dove Gray. Like I've been closely following this person. They said new Mario and Luigi's coming, so that's part of the reason why I'm sticking by them. But also multiple mini directs. They got Paper Mario the Origami King right. They got Pikmin Go right. Remember that?
Oh my
They've got
gosh, yeah.
they've got a good amount of stuff right. So yeah, I'm hopeful.
Um, I see. I don't know how I feel about a new Donkey Kong game because on one hand, um, it's a great series that I think needs to be refined and added to. On the other hand, Retros are working on Metro,
Yeah.
so um, that
Yeah,
that
the
that's
leak said that the Mario Odyssey team was tackling it,
right.
which is
So
something interesting.
that is definitely an interesting combo. How that'll play out, but I'd like to stay hopeful.
Yeah.
Another reasonable expectation, I think, is we're gonna get um like a smaller Nintendo series represented.
Like one that
There
hasn't
was
had
like
that many titles.
right like WarioWare or
Yeah, like I remember there was a questionnaire recently, where they asked
yes,
how much would
yes,
you pay for it, and I
and
think first of all I'm happy that they're actually asking, going, would people want to pay 60 for a Donkey Kong game, or not Donkey Kong Mario, which personally I would, but
right,
some people might not because WarioWare is one of those smaller series as you were saying.
yeah, and it definitely would help pad that direct out. And if you think about it, I mean, the team who did Animal Crossing is also working on Splatoon.
Yeah.
So they're working on something new. So I feel like a lot of those teams at Nintendo, they have to be doing something to I mean, um, progress towards a finished project. So I feel like we're gonna get a lot more stuff down the pipeline if teams like the Splatoon team and the Mario team, and the Zelda
Mm.
team are all working on stuff.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
they most likely don't have teams just sitting by doing nothing. Like they most likely constantly have, oh, we've got this team doing this. Once they're done, they might get a small break, but then it's right back into, now you're on this series, now you're on this game, now you're making the sequel, stuff
right.
like that.
Um, let's see what else do I think will happen this year in terms of reasonable expectations?
Mm.
Honestly, and this is going to be kind of like an interesting one. I don't think we're going to see um, the Nintendo Switch, the new one.
The Switch Pro, yeah, I think the fact that they specifically said focusing on Switch software makes me
Right.
think that no, it won't be announced.
And like I know like that whole GameStop advert came out the other day where it was like trade in towards the new Nintendo Switch, but it's like
Yeah, I think that's just based off of all the rumors going around. Because, like, the thing about the Switch
right,
Pro is that it makes too much sense. Like, so much sense for them to release a Switch Pro. Because they've released that cheaper model being the Switch Lite. It just seems like they would release Switch Pro. It is a really smart business decision. So,
right, but like I don't think I usually Nintendo loves to release hard or announce how hardware
yeah.
like on their own. I mean, we heard about the Nintendo Switch Lite in like July, and
Yeah.
then it came out in August. It wasn't during E3; it was on its own separate
Yeah.
occasion.
And the Switch
So
itself was also during its own separate occasion. I can't
right,
remember anything before then, but I'm assuming the Wii U was also the DS. I know was announced at E3.
the DS, Wii, and Wii U were all announced at E3, but ever since not the 3DS, uh, the Switch, Nintendo has been like, um, they've been saving their E3 for software, which I really respect. It's a good
Yeah.
use of time. I honestly don't think that it doesn't make sense. Like you haven't announced much for 2021 or 2022.
Actually,
I mean, like
2022, we know about Mario and Rabbids, as we have mentioned a surprising amount during this, and we know
right,
about the Splatoon 3. So
of
we do know
course.
like two of the big titles, but other than that, it is looking
We
kind of
don't
barren.
right, so it doesn't make sense to be like during this I mean E3 all eyes are on the game company, so it doesn't make sense to be like, "Hey, we could use this time to create a buzz even though we could also do that another time and save this time to really focus on those software titles." It's
Yeah.
just for me it doesn't make sense. Um do you have any other expectations
No,
coming from that?
I've got a good couple more. I'd say
Okay,
the way I'm thinking of this is not that I'm getting every single one of these, because that is a really bad mindset to have. But
right?
I'm just thinking something within this list, like two or three things out of this list, would be really cool to see. So I want to see more systems come to NSO, but
Yes.
like of
Yes.
all the systems, I would love to see DS. The funny leaker person who
Okay.
said Mario and Luigi is coming and has got a bunch of stuff right said that it's coming. But to be reasonable, I think we're definitely getting N64.
Okay.
Like
That's fair.
N64, Game Boy, or Game Boy Advance, or maybe both. I'd say those are the most likely ones that we would see on the Switch if we are going to get more.
Right.
Which I think we will, because that beautiful, ugly red Nintendo Switch Online logo that I'm currently looking at on the Switch screen, like, why add that unless you're going to do more with
Right.
the whole thing?
Like it just it that's yes. Um I could not see them skipping over all of the other generations just because the NES and SNES are the most nostalgic. Like, no, I mean they've released N64 on Wii U, on Wii,
On everything. Yeah, and they haven't ever
and
re-released GameCube yet.
right. And so I feel like the Switch is a perfect point to getting back into Nintendo for a bunch of
Yeah, like
old
with
titles.
the amount of people who are now coming back to Nintendo, who probably left like back during the N64 or Super Nintendo days,
Right.
like they are really missing out and not giving us those that are giving them people that giant gap that they're missing. Also, with how hard they're against emulation on PC and on phones and such, you think that they would give us an alternative.
Yeah, you think they would. So
Mm,
it's just it's like it makes the most sense given they've I mean, we had only Nintendo Entertainment System games first, and then they brought in SNES, so it feels like that's a very good continuation. I
yeah,
just don't understand what's taken them so long.
exactly. Like they're giving us such a slow drip feed of games, and I can tell that they're running out of ones that they can do. Cause
Right.
like I can't remember any from the past like 6 months other than like Donkey Kong 3 and the Puyo Puyo. I
Yep.
think yeah.
So it just it kind of feels like that's the best route to take things.
Yeah, like
Um,
they're either gonna completely stop adding games to Nintendo Switch Online or they're gonna branch out and continue on to other systems, which come on, they have to do that.
yeah. All
Oops.
right.
Uh
I'm gonna get a little crazy. I'm gonna get a little crazy, but I feel like this is gonna be my last kind of rational expectation because then I'm gonna start getting into. Do you have any other rational expectations besides that?
I've got a good couple. I'll be able to carry
Okay.
this out for a good while longer.
Yeah. I'll give my last one and then I'll let you talk.
Mm,
Honestly, I feel like this makes a lot of logical sense. Next Level Games, created Luigi's Mansion 3
love
back in
them.
2019.
Mm,
Uh, if you count numbers with your fingers, um, 2019, 2020, 2021,
it's two.
we could definitely see a game in 2022, given that most game cycles take around 3 years to produce.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the Switch is a perfect console for another Mario Strikers game. Like
Yeah.
that series, like it fits on the Switch. You can play. You can take out the Joy-Con. You can play with two players.
Mm.
Just feels like the perfect console. And the Switch, it's not adult, but it's not
It's not
only
kiddie like the Wii U. Like, look at the advertising for the
exactly
Switch. They're going, oh, look, here's people of all ages. Here's some old guy playing brain training. Here's some teenager. Here's some young adult. They're playing a game. Not like the Wii U where you've got Woshi, a double Yoshi explosion, and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So it's the perfect console to cater to that group who played with Mario growing up when they were kids
Mm.
and is looking for something not like, The Witcher 3 but Mario, but like a little more edgy.
Yeah,
And that's
like
something that Mario
just
might.
the entirety of the GameCube era,
Right.
a little bit
So
more edgy.
that's something that definitely Mario Strikers could like scratch that itch for. So I'm holding out that we'll see some kind of like next level sports game. I'm hoping it's
Yeah,
Mario
like
Strikers.
especially since they mentioned, well, there's a small Easter egg of Mario Strikers in Luigi's Mansion 3. Is in the
Right.
movie place where he had like a Punch Out reference and Mario Strikers and other Luigi's Mansion games. So I think if they were told to work on another title, which seems very likely with Nintendo buying them ages back,
Right.
it's got to be that.
I definitely agree. All right. So what are your few rational expectations around this whole
Okay,
whole
these ones are a little more wacky crazy.
Right.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
first start off with one that is very, very reasonable and is 100% gonna happen. Smash reveal.
Yeah, that is a given.
Yeah. The question is, will we receive two?
Honestly, I could that's what they did in 2019.
Yeah.
They did Banjo Kazooie and they did
Hero.
yes, Hero. Why did I forget that?
So did I.
Um
Nobody cared about
I
Hero after they saw Banjo. It
I
was
well,
just
I
bear.
mean Banjo was just insane. We could get into a whole conversation about that, but
Yeah. And
uh
how Banjo 2 is kind of smelly. Just a little
okay,
bit.
yeah. All right. But yeah, Smash excuse me. Smash reveal definitely
Yeah.
expected.
If you were to get two, who would you want to see and in what order?
Oh. Um that is a really good question.
I mean, I've already got mine written into my skin through tattoo form, so I could say
Fun.
mine.
Fun. Yeah, let's say yours. Give me a sec to
Yeah,
think about
give
what I
you a
think
minute to
mine.
think. Alright, so,
Yeah.
you know the funny Bean Man Fawful from Mario and Luigi?
Oh my gosh, of course it's from Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, like, out of all the characters that you could add from that series, there's only
Right?
two. One being Mario and Luigi together, which would be confusing since you already have a Mario and Luigi in the game. Like, it could work in the same
Right.
way as the Ice Climbers did, which it would be interesting to see, but I don't think Sakurai would do that. So,
Yeah.
Bean.
Being falafel.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Fawful.
I feel like
He is such a well recognized character, and he appeared in like half of the titles.
right.
So, if any, as I said, is going to be added, it's probably him.
And it would make sense with the whole villain and hero dynamic that's been going on with the game. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
King
like
K.
a lot
Rule.
of the DLC characters. No, a lot of the new characters added to Smash Ultimate have been villains, like King K. Rule, Ridley, Sephiroth, Steve. A lot of the
Right.
villains are being added.
Wait, did you say Steve?
Yeah, he's evil. I mean, he
Okay.
kidnaps villagers. He burns down the villages afterwards because it's funny. He
That
goes
is
deep
true.
underground and he punches the funny green man. He's a monster man. Speaking of
Dude,
monster
honestly,
man,
okay, good transition.
Waluigi. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that one coming. Just
No, that was
yeah,
impossible. Did
maybe
not see
combine
that.
the trailers. Maybe have like at the start of the direct, you have your Fawful beating up Mario and Luigi, and then at the
Right?
end, you have Waluigi coming in and just snapping Fawful's neck. It'd be lovely. I'd love to see him in the game. He'd be the
Okay.
perfect way to end off Smash Bros. Like characters because he is such a not character. People will be wanting the Doom Slayer or Crash Bandicoot or anyone like that, and instead, funny Purple Man.
Right. Um, those are both good. I think Waluigi's probably a bit more unrealistic, but I
Yeah.
think there's always a slim sliver of hope
Yeah, like he
with
could also
Waluigi.
be a bonus character. I remember there's a
Right?
rumor floating back that there did seem to be an extra listing for Pack 2, which could be a bonus man. Waluigi would fit that because, let's be honest, he does not have spirits. Like,
Yeah.
other than maybe having sports versions of characters, which wouldn't be that interesting, he doesn't have spirits. He has a stage. Like Waluigi Pinball would be really fun as a stage. Maybe have the hazard being like a pinball coming in or the carts. And he
Doesn't he have
definitely
a
has music because you can grab stuff from like the Mario parties and the golf, which is also where you get his moveset.
right?
But like,
Doesn't he? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say again, no spirits.
Doesn't he have an assist trophy though? Or has
Yeah,
that?
the thing about the assist trophy is that the only rule that Sakurai's ever said is like this is what will bar fighters from coming in is that they cannot be from movies or TV shows. It has to originate from a game.
Okay.
So that's why I'm
Okay.
still thinking, people are saying that spirits couldn't become fighters, but then Min Min
Right.
broke that, so I think
True.
Funny Waluigi Man will break out the trophy.
Okay. That's fair. I could definitely see that happening.
Hmm.
In terms of my hopefuls, first one, I feel like, I mean, going with the whole hero and villain thing, and just going off of what people are kind of hyping up. This is gonna be a really obvious one, but Doctor Eggman, I feel
Yeah.
like that
Like,
could be a really
the lack of Sonic representation in Smash, like, personally, I could
it's
not care less about the
crazy.
character, but, Sonic is so big. He was the one thing, the one person out of, like, all the other companies that was able to stand up against Mario.
Right. That's insane.
Yeah, so to only have one character, like, one assist trophy, a handful of spirits, and one stage, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's crazy. I mean, like, out of all the characters, I feel like if Fire Emblem didn't get super hot back in like the 90s and 2000s, I feel like that would be the series that should have that kind of representation. But no, it's Sonic. It's this
Yeah,
it's
Sonic should
this
have the, like, 20
iconic
characters.
dude. Right. Well, not 20. We don't.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
over
like
exaggeration. It's a part of
we
comedy.
can. All right, all right. I feel called out.
Yeah.
Um, second character. I feel like this one's more a bit unexpected because everyone's saying, Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
or
People have
Rayman.
said
Uh,
Crash Bandicoot since the start of the bloody pass, like the first
right,
pass. No, not the first pass. When the game was announced, people are going, "Crash is gonna be in it. Crash is gonna be in it. Crash is gonna be in it." Oh, there's DLC. Crash is gonna be in it. Oh, there's a second pass. It's gonna be Crash. Oh,
honestly, I think it should be Jack and Daxter instead
ooh,
because like that could be kind of like a ice climber situation. You have
another
two.
like kind of two character one. Yeah,
Right, right,
like
and
that. That
like
would definitely be quite unique, and they do work as a good representation for PlayStation because Crash
right,
hasn't exactly had that many games in the past couple of years, but Jack and Daxter had games a lot more recent than Crash. Like they haven't had a new title, albeit, but they were popular during like the PlayStation 2 era and PlayStation
right.
Portable.
Whereas Crash Bandicoot became more of like a multi-platform experience around
Yeah,
that era.
and like he's people only cared about him in the PlayStation 1. Then he was just a stain on the bottom of somebody's shoe, and then people are
Right,
only now starting to care about him in this era. But once again, he's now cross-platform. He's now on all the systems.
right. And so I feel like Jack and Daxter,
Would work as
of
a better.
course, yeah. I mean, part of me really wants to say like I'd love to see Ellie or
Yeah, but like
oh
even those are kind of possible because we did get Snake and Bayonetta, which are for an older audience, and
right,
both
but like
aren't on the Switch. I think.
definitely after The Last of Us Part Two, I don't not to spoil anybody, but I don't think that's likely. Just after
Yeah,
all the shit that went down in that game.
yeah.
Um, all right. Um, more expectations from you. What else
Okay.
do you see happening
So
with your list
that
of
one, those two were tame. Waluigi being in Smash, that was tame compared to the next. The thing about
Okay,
E3 is
all
that
right,
you always will have a big one. Like you'll always have
right,
one thing that is quite big. Because like that's the thing about E3 is that you have to have that. Otherwise, people will go, "That's a waste of time."
right.
So I've got two different big ones. That I'm not going to talk about. I'm talking about Splatoon 3 instead. Haha. Fooled you. Splatoon 3, they said 2022. We're 6 months away from that. I think there will be info on it. I have left you stunned in silence, or my PC has crashed.
Not we're not gonna get Mario Kart 9.
Uh-oh.
I thought you. What's up?
That was one of my things I was going to talk about next after Splatoon 3.
Oh crap.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I mean, like, we won't see gameplay. Like, if we are going to see Mario Kart 9 here, it will just be... It exists. Like Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime's 4 reveal, where it's just a logo.
Now, okay, I'll ask you this question a little bit later, but let's get back onto Splatoon 3. Definitely an interesting title. I'm very excited to hear more about it.
Mm.
Do you think we're gonna get like the Squid Research Lab kind of info dump?
Info dump. Ooh, maybe.
Because they do love to hold that during the summer season
Yeah, I
because
could
it's kind of
definitely see that happening in the middle of the direct if it does happen.
right.
Uh,
Now, okay, honestly, I'm gonna kind of like go off on a ramble I think would be really cool. I just thought about this. So you know how like Battlefield 2049 has their like crazy weather system,
uh,
dude.
2042 actually, and
Oh,
yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah,
so
get your
sorry.
facts right, person who just thought of this idea. Disgusting.
um, I, bat 2042. My apologies. Has their dynamic weather system and
Mm,
this cool stuff that they showed off in the Xbox presentation a little bit earlier today.
yeah,
Honestly, I think it would be super cool if like Splatoon 3 kind of had a
had that
variant of
as well.
that.
Yeah, like we have
Because
the
like
desert environment that we saw
right,
from
but
the initial trailer.
I was thinking about this. Like they could have like a desert tour, I don't know, like a Inknado, like a desert Inknado or something.
Yeah, something like
And
that. Or
that's
maybe you go to different environments throughout the game, and
right.
then
And like
each
you
of those can change.
like there's like a winter sauna
Yeah.
and like you can't go on like the rocks and you can't swim through the rocks on ink because like it's so cold
Mm.
um that you'll take damage or whatever, but you can like go in the hot tub or what I
Yeah,
mean
speaking
of
of which,
course.
I think this game will have more single player options, which kind of does lead
Okay.
into what you're talking about with having like different environmental effects, because that doesn't seem like something they'd have in the normal battles, because it's a bit too chaotic. But
Right.
for single player
Okay.
levels, that definitely would be something that they want to have.
Right. Okay. I could definitely see that. um I feel like I don't necessarily want them to integrate like a dynamic weather system, but rather
Mm.
make each level kind of have its own pro and con when it comes to traversal. Like with
Yeah,
that sauna idea, like instead of it being like a hot tub, it's like a hot
ink.
ink tub. Yeah, hot ink tub.
Yeah, or
And so
maybe
like
not just movement. Maybe it can also affect damage or like how
right,
far your ink goes. So maybe you can
right,
have it so due to the coldness, your ink will freeze up. So now it doesn't shoot as far, or it does extra damage, but you can't use it to go up walls.
right. And like, but it breaks on impact, so like it causes that more damage. And then
Yeah.
there's like a like rainy forest,
Mm.
and like because of the water droplets, you constantly have to change up where you're going and where you're inking stuff up, and you have to go back and re-ink stuff, which
Yeah.
could provide an interesting kind of uh, dynamic on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Or maybe even you have a place where you constantly get your ink refilled. Maybe because I don't know the clouds are down and that helps you refill your ink. So,
Yeah,
but you've got like
yeah,
a bunch of enemies all over the place, so it's just a quick kill as much things as you can before you collapse onto the ground. Almost
right.
like Salmon Run, but it's a level that ends.
I feel but yeah, no, definitely excited for that game.
Mm.
I think it's gonna be after seeing um my reaction to it, or
Yeah.
after seeing that first trailer. um I have high hopes. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. um Lead on to our next prediction, which is gonna be
Okay.
yours.
Speaking of
Oh,
which,
oh,
what you're just saying with when it was revealed, I think we will have a bait and switch reveal, like the kind where you don't know what it is, but then it's like, oh, it's this. Like how Mario Odyssey, you had a big T Rex,
yeah,
but there's the Mario hat, or Splatoon 3, where Desert Cloak Person, it's a Splatoon person. Whoa!
right.
Like one of the reveals, I think will have that where you think it's one thing, but then it's another.
I think
Maybe.
what
Oh, continue.
oh well, I think what would be really cool is, since we only know that Splatoon 3 takes place in a desert, and if they want to like do this crazy idea that where it's like weather stuff,
Yeah.
they could have like a hot tub or like a Japanese sauna, and you're just like seeing shots of it, and then like
You see the
Inklings
weird
just
small
like
guy.
or yeah or like Inklings just like burst into the room and like start shooting up the place,
Yeah.
and it's chaotic. I feel like that would be really cool.
Yeah. Or maybe even you see like one of the jellyfish people cleaning it up, and that cuts like
Right.
2 seconds of a shot of them like inking up the place, so they're having to clean up your damage.
Oh, that would be cool.
Mm.
Um, something I I would definitely love to see in terms of like placement on the direct is that cold opening first. I feel like something like that would really set the stage
Yeah.
for the rest of the presentation.
Yeah. You mean
But yeah,
like
no,
how February's had Pyra revealed? That's a really
yes,
cold
something
open.
that was a for some, yeah,
For
definitely
some, it was like if you don't care about Xenoblade or Xenoblade 2, then it was just, can we get on to the Mario yet?
right.
Give us the Mario
Uh,
man.
Give us the Mario man with his
I
mustache.
want to see Luigi.
I am Luigi. Okay. Anyways, um, so yeah, no, definitely excited for Splatoon 3. Now,
Yeah.
you were talking earlier about Mario Kart 9. What
Yeah.
do,
I want to see it like with how long it's been since we got Mario Kart 8 back in like 2015. There are
right?
people who are 7 buying their first Mario Kart title, which came out when they were born. Like, that's
It's funny.
that's
That's so
just
funny.
sad to think about. So
That's just great.
yeah, I have an idea for Mario Kart 9. This
Okay.
one is very unrealistic, like ridiculously unrealistic. So I'm gonna save it for later.
Oh,
But let
fun.
me let me tell you, you'll never guess which franchise is involved. It's Mario and
Mar-
Luigi.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I
as well
was
as
gonna
another one.
say.
But anyway, so
I'll kind of share my hopes.
ooh,
Um, and I'm trying to make this as realistic as
man,
possible.
remember the
See,
the next part's when we can go. I want to see a giant Luigi stage where you ride along his overalls.
right. Which I do. I want to see every fabric of Luigi's overalls, but that's besides the point.
Mm.
Um, I think definitely that Nintendo cart that uh YouTubers like Arlo were kind of discussing where, I mean, Mario Kart has been the same for most entries. The craziest we got
Was Double
was
Dash?
double.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of which, I was
So
playing that recently with a couple of friends, and oh god, it is so much better than it. Whoa.
right,
Like in
right. I
controls, in style, I can see why so many people love the GameCube now because it is just
It's so good.
it's
It's
the
so
monkey
good.
brain Nintendo system.
It is the monkey brain Nintendo. It's so good. I
So good.
love it. I have one and I love it to death.
I have a Wii that can
But
do backwards compatibility and a cracked Wii U. Basically the same.
right. There's not much different between those two things.
Yeah.
But I see. I feel like what would be so cool is
Mm.
if you took like Double Dash's kart mechanic
Yeah.
and threw in a bunch of different Nintendo characters. So it's
Yeah.
like Smash Brothers, but like
Yeah, like
Mario and Link
having like
and
Wario team up with Captain Falcon in a cart.
yes, that
Like
would be so
that
cool.
kind of stupidity, especially with the amount of stuff you could do with like the power ups. If we do go into the double slash system of characters having specific power ups, like Waluigi's bomb, but now he's
Right.
teamed up with Ridley who can spit acid. Just stuff like that that would make it really chaotic and really funny.
Yeah.
What would
But
be
I
cool
feel
for
like
that
oh,
is
go
that
ahead.
stages would be invaded by other characters.
Yes.
Like
Kind of like how
were you about to say PlayStation All Stars?
no, actually I was about to
Huh.
say how Ratchet and Clank is using the
Oh yeah,
portal
the
gun.
yeah.
Yeah. And like I feel like it'd be super cool if you saw like um they did if they did something like Mario and Luigi no Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle where like there was like a device that
Mm,
like blended the
all the
Nintendo
universes
universes
together.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's like a mix between Hyrule Castle and the Mushroom Kingdom and Peach's Castle and
Yeah.
like
Like you drive through a
uh
painting which takes you to someplace in Ocarina of Time, but then you drive out
right
of it, now you're in Ocarina of Time Castle, but it's got Peach statues everywhere. Just stuff like that. Uh
or like a mix between like medieval architecture and the mushrooms and the white
yeah.
yeah
Yeah. I was gonna
Uh,
bring up PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale
okay,
because
of course,
in
as
that
we should.
game, in the stages, uh,
Yeah.
you'd have like I remember in the Parappa the Rapper stage in the background, you had a giant machine from I think Metal Gear just coming in, and then the Onion Man beats him up, like stuff like that, where you have one world invading into another. So the Mushroom
Right.
Kingdom, but there's Metroids all over the place, and the Toads are running around screaming in pain.
I love it. I love that so much. Yeah, no, I definitely feel like, I mean, Mario Kart can't be Mario Kart forever. It's gotta do new stuff just like Mario or Zelda.
Yeah,
And I feel like the Switch is the perfect console to bring back that double dash.
yeah, especially since we already have normal Mario Kart on the system. So if you're not a fan
Right,
of the Double Dash, you're not having to wait 4 ages, because you still got your other Mario Kart that you're fine with. So you can stick to that if you want, or you can go on to this new one.
right, and it's like the Joy Cons. I mean, if there's
Mm,
ever been a better time to have like a Mario Kart where two people can ride in a cart, it's with the Switch.
yeah,
I don't see a better opportunity. So if they do that, I'm gonna be
you said doo doo.
freaking.
You're gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
very
so
happy.
yeah. Wait, why?
Oh, when just if it gets announced.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I thought you were
personally,
like,
I'm kind of against Nintendo Kart, but I also am fully for it.
okay,
Like, I
why are
think
you against it?
I'm against it because the thing about kart racers that look at Nickelodeon kart racers, it's just they got models they lazily put into the car. If they handle it like we were just talking about, where you had that story, you had parts of said characters being in, that'd be good with it. But if it is just generic, where they're just, oh, here's a Metroid stage, here's a F-Zero stage, here's a character of
Right.
that, and they're
Because
just in separate
you're
carts, then I don't think I'd like it. I'd still buy it. I'm a
right.
little
Because
bitch boy for Nintendo, but
um yeah, no, I definitely feel there needs to be attention to detail. And knowing
yeah,
Nintendo, they're the best at that. So I have no no
fears.
worries about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um any final expectations? I know I just kind of
yeah,
wrapped that one up.
yeah. One more.
Okay.
So we seem to be, based off of rumors and stuff like that, on the verge of the Switch 2. Now, as we already know, or not Switch 2, Switch Pro. As we already know, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be coming out, and that started off with the Switch. And if a
Right.
Switch Pro was announced, that seems like the perfect title to have alongside it.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking is that Odyssey 2 will also exist and will be
Oh,
releasing not too far off of the Switch Pro's release. Because
okay.
it seems like, once again, with Breath of the Wild 2 being released, it seems like they're just going to restart the Switch again with so many sequels coming out.
Right.
So I think having Mario Odyssey 2 as well as Breath of the Wild 2 would be really good.
Right. Um See, I think that's a really good idea,
Hmm.
but
Uh oh.
we just mentioned how the Donkey Kong game was
Is
being
being
developed by
worked
the
on it.
Odyssey.
Yeah, see, that's the
Right.
thing, is that one of these must die so the other can live.
Right.
Or Metroid Prime 4 dies. So, one game has to die for this one to be actually true. So, I don't know. It is a wackier one, but with how well Mario Odyssey did and how much untapped potential there is, I could definitely see it being announced eventually. Maybe not at this E3, but it will be announced.
Yeah. I just the question is when.
Yeah.
The question is when.
Question is
All
when.
right. That seems like that's all for our normie expectations. Kind of got a little crazy at the end, but I think
Yeah,
still
that perfectly leads into the next part, which you have to watch, please. I am so
yes,
desperate for
please.
views on my channel. Surprisingly, people
Ha
don't
ha
want to see
ha.
me ramble on about E3.
I'm surprised why, man. I mean, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the fact that I
Definitely.
haven't uploaded in like 8 months, but still.
Shh, I'm kidding. I don't know if you were talking about you or me, but you don't gotta tell them that.
Nope,
You don't gotta
we're
lie.
both terrible when it comes to upload schedules. We're both,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we're
Oh yeah.
not the greatest. But hey, that's why I started the road to E3. Yeah, I wanted to
Hey,
try.
I respect it. So
You shouldn't.
definitely. Wow. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Still, if you like um, my fellow co-host, please consider checking out his channel. He does a bunch of great work. He's honestly one of the funniest dudes I know. Um,
You
I
must not
talk
know
with him a
that
bunch.
many people then.
Damn. All right, all right. I talk with him on Twitter a bunch. He's hilarious.
Hi.
Definitely give him a subscription if you can.
Yeah, and
Um,
watch part two. That is where we're
yes,
going to be getting into the wackier stuff. That's where we're going to be saying, I want to see Waluigi in the Mario movie. He's the main character. Uh-oh,
I
spoiler
want
warning.
I want to see Waluigi get an OnlyFans. That's right, folks. That's my E3 prediction.
Oh,
All right.
trust me, I can hook
Um,
you up with that.
oh my God, no, please, no.
I, you can't let it back into the box, man. You have to accept it. I did.
Yeah. All right. If you want to hear about our OnlyFan Waluigi predictions,
Hmm.
stay tuned for that part two.
It's probably
Until
in the
then,
middle of the screen right now. I just right
yeah,
there. You know,
right,
just
right,
go like this,
right. Just click it. Just click it. Just go
or
ahead and just
press it
click
with
it.
your finger, or select it on
That too.
Xbox. I don't know how you're watching it.
Ew, ew. Don't say PlayStation. Get it right. In the meantime, take care and have a good rest of your afternoon.
Oh, and make sure to play Mario and
Goodbye.
Luigi Party Story from the Tony DS every single day for the rest of your life. Okay, bye.
Why are you like this?
I was dropped.
All right.
I think that went well.
Wait. So I recorded it.